Okay, happy full moon steaming. So right now we're gonna do a full moon tarot reading just on how to get the best out of the next couple days, and I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot by Valenza. So here you can kind of see the overlook of the whole reading, and we'll break down the cards one by one. We start with a root card here, which is the Page of Wands. And this is kind of a base energy to keep in mind here. And the Page of Wands is very creative, very uniquely creative. Now here you can see the Page of Wands. He's crossing this icy pond, and he's using these stilts to do it. Now, anyone else would be like, that's insane, you can't do that, you're going to fall down on your face. But the Page of Wands believes in themselves. They know that their methods work for them. So with the page showing up, this is really about believing in your unique energy, your unique creativity, and doing things the way that you know how to do them. And it's really about belief in yourself. But also the fact that this is a page, this means don't freak yourself out with pressure, right? The page is not a card of commitment, so this is saying like light energy is kind of the way to go. That way, if whatever you're trying doesn't work, it's like, who cares, right? But the Page of Wands, so light, creative energy. Now, the first card that we have to deal with here is the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups shows an old married couple, and this is basically an emotional connection that has grown stagnant and has broken down. The couple in the five, they're not listening to each other anymore, and they're just totally over it. But this shows that there is some emotional stagnation and something that we have been connected to, and it's just like past its time, right? So any of these emotional things that are kind of frustrating for us, this is like the first energy that we run into here. Now, moving away from the five is the Chariot. So you've got the five back here, and here's the emotional thing, and you're like, oh God, this sucks. So here, the Chariot is very specifically moving away from the five. Now the Chariot is about having goals and direction. So here it's just saying like pick a goal, like decide on any sort of target, and then just move toward it. So when you pick a goal, it kind of creates tunnel vision here. Like the Chariot isn't paying attention to anything that's happening behind him or whatever, and as he focuses on a single goal, you can see the armor forms around him and whatever. So the Chariot is really about having a very specific target and a specific goal, and then moving toward it. Now, as the goal is decided upon, the energy runs over here into the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands, there's like kind of this romantic undertone to like whatever is happening in the reading. At least that's how I feel it. So in the Eight of Wands, all of these wands here have grown over a long period of time. And here she decides that today is the day that she chops them down, right? So it's kind of an impulsive decision, but it's based on something that has been building and growing for a long period of time. So you can also see the crow in the background that's bringing the message. So this is also about messages, like sending messages and communication or whatever. I mean, the way that this feels like it shows up. So here we have the emotional stagnant energy, and it's like, oh, one more day of this, I just can't take it. So then we have the Chariot, which is about making your decision to move forward and away from that. Now here, This is an energy that's been building and building, and it's like today is the day. So this is like if there is someone that you like and haven't told them, but it's been building for a while. It's like, just fucking do it, And down here, this is also saying don't freak yourself out over a commitment, right? Just try to be creative and try to be confident in yourself and just not to put too much pressure onto the situation. But here, go ahead and pull the trigger on that thing that's been building and growing for a while. Now, this card actually spit out immediately before I even dropped any of the other ones for this, and it's the Six of Pentacles. Now, usually I see this card as kind of a warning about giving of ourselves to something that we can't change. In this specific case, I think it actually talks about just charity and helping people out. But what really happens here, here's the ghost, and the ghost is asking this dude for a pentacle. He's like, hey man, can I have one of those? And the guy's like, oh sure, I got a bunch of them, why not? So he gives him one, but nothing changes. The ghost is still a ghost and is going to ask for another one the next day. The only thing that happens is he has less of what he had at the beginning. So in this case, whatever it is that you're trying to help or be generous with, you won't actually be able to change it. But this card is pretty much saying it's okay to be generous and to kind of help people out. So over the whole thing, believe in yourself, move away from the emotional stagnation, pick a goal and move toward it. It will probably involve pulling the trigger on something that's been growing for a while. And at any point, if there is some way in which you can kind of be generous or help someone out, again, don't put too much pressure on it like you're going to change their life or anything, but just being generous and helping people out is good. So that's what we get for our full moon reading. This energy should be around for the next probably 1 to 3 days. And then maybe we'll take a look at something else. Deviant Moon Tarot by Patrick Valenza. I am Tarot by Fergus, and happy full moon, steam it.